Good morning. You know, life is enjoying the simple things, really. It really makes life. I gotta smell this rose. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I don't have any roses, but somebody I know did, and they let me have some of their buds, and they bloomed out, and they smell wonderful. And one of these times, little by little, I will get some roses. Everything is little by little. It's taken a long time to get to where I'm at, and it may for you too, it may not. But for those of you that think you just can't, you don't have enough money, or you hurt too bad, or you're too old, or whatever the case may be, that's not true. You can do whatever you want. Gather old things, little things, and use them. Those little frogs down there I got at yard sales and repainted myself. Let me show you something else too. It's taken a few years. I'm not strong enough to put the fence in, but my son came up and I helped him out. He needed a little moolah. So I don't have a lot. I gave him a little. We kind of helped each other. He helped me put in the second fence to keep out my chickens and stuff. These little flowers here had faded. I repainted those and shellacked them. Got this at a yard sale. I didn't like the colors. I just grabbed it. I just something about it. I've had it probably 3 years. Finally, I just painted it colors. I like it. It looks better, and it dresses my gate up that my son just put in for me. I don't know if you saw my other video. I didn't have my gate up yet, just some temporary blockings. Okay, now, this is going to be kind of a wild, natural garden, but I have these boxes too. Just got a little tomato. I try to vary it from place to place and move my tomatoes because they say it's just good to do that. A couple years ago I had a tomato here and went crazy, but yeah, and I had told you along the fence how I was planting. Well, I got some chips and put down under some weed blocker. I'm still working my bags that I use, like that my chips were in, I save. I'm going to use it as a weed blocker too. Put some rocks to hold it down. I need to put some other stuff because the grass is going to grow up under it. But look at these cucumbers. Those are my straight eats. My boysenberries have been blooming, and now I've got little tiny boysenberries. I've got to go back here and work some more. I put some weed blocker around my little blueberry plants. I've never had the chance to get somebody to come fill it with dirt again. But anyway, my berries are growing along the fence here. This is kind of a wild, and this fills up with water when it rains. It's not very good. I need to get fill dirt, but I didn't want to wait forever because it'll probably never happen. So I'm just working around it, and it's just part of my natural garden. Got a little tomato that actually lasted. I've planted some stuff. My bee balm's coming up good. Nasturtium, garlic, bell pepper, cinnamon basil. These are fava beans that are growing. This is the first year I've grown fava beans. Actually got some pods coming on some of them. Look at that. The pods are big on that and no pods on the others. I don't know. The weather's been kind of strange. My mullein, I had several plants of mullein and they've all died. Looks like that one did too. But I'm going to save that there because it almost looks like a tomato plant coming up here. But I don't know. I throw some of my old tomatoes this way. I'll wait and see. Who knows? Blackberry vines are taking over. I try to cut a little bit each day because I can't do much. But I'm hoping my son will come over here with his electric thing and electrocute him, so that'll slow him down a little. Several of them, I got lots of ashwagandha coming up. I've got they're sweet squash. I'm not really sure what they're called. Some, got this at, down by the Bay Area. They're Lucky Tiger tomatoes. My ashwagandha looks good there, and I've got some chives coming up. I just planted one sweet squash this morning. That's chicken manure in the bucket. I'm making chicken manure tea. That'll be good for my plants. I got to get some more dirt and put in there, and I'm going to plant one of my ashwagandhas in there. I like them in pots, that way I can dump it and get to the roots easier than in this hard ground. It'll take time. I wished I just had a tractor, rototill it up, and had something good organic dirt, but I can't afford all that, and a lot of people can't. See my old bags, my dirt bags and stuff, I'm using them as a weed blocker. I put little dirt and or rocks, whatever I have on top of it. Use what you have. Sometimes my little granddaughter gets in here, I try to caution her to be careful, or my son or Kyle or somebody, and they may not know what I'm doing in here. So I try to mark off my little tiny plants. I just put a little sweet squash there, so I had a little leftover, a little piece that was trimmed off the fence. I just made a circle. I didn't have to go buy something. Use what you have. I put it around it. I've got corn. First time I planted corn here. I have in other places I've lived. A little close together, but they say you should plant it fairly close because they need to, they need each other to, those little silk things need to, each one strand needs to be touched, and when they're grown closer together it pollinizes better. So those are pretty close. I'm not sure. That's a yellow squash, I believe. Yeah. Thought I had a green zucchini over here, but I looked at the card and I had picked up a yellow zucchini, and I've actually got... Now this is a spot where I had dumped a bunch of manure to dry out, and I used most of it. I carried over to my herb wheel on the other side of the yard. But look, look, look. I've got some little yellow zucchinis coming on there. Don't know if you can see them or not. My pretty blossoms and yellow zucchinis are already coming. That is bronze fennel. Hopefully I'll get some fennel seeds. I am not having much luck over here with my... Storm came and blew the black over and killed one of my green beans. I've got some more sprouting. I hope they'll sprout. I want these to grow on the fence. But I have a lot of wild stuff, and as I can, I pull weeds and block weeds. I need to pull some away from my fennel here. They say some of your weeds are good because it's a place for the good bugs to hide, but I don't like too many weeds. It's going to get really hot here later in the summer. I won't have the shade that it's got right now. There's a pot of lavender in the middle there. I need to plant that too. But in here I've got, this is an unusual pepper I've never grown before. It's supposed to be good. I think it's called a cab something or other pepper, whatever. I think it'll be good for stuffing. I planted some green beans next to my okra that's growing there, but they haven't sprouted. I don't know. For some reason I can't seem to get them to sprout. A hard time for anything to sprout this year. Maybe because of the strange weather. Those little sweet squash that just came up, I probably had in there for 2 months trying to sprout them. And they finally, after 2 months, started coming up and sprouting. At least 6 weeks, but I don't know, it seems longer than 6 weeks. Yeah, I've got, over here is a Jerusalem sage. Never have grown Jerusalem sage. I don't know if you can cook with it or not. I need to look up more on it and see what I can do with it. But it was such a big, beautiful plant. I'm in an organic food co-op, and they also sell plants besides food when they come up. So theirs was beautiful. Of course, you see my rosemary. I do need to weed around that. But, you know, I'm not stressed about it. Don't stress. It doesn't have to look pristine. Make it a wild garden. Mine's pretty wild. Use things that you have. I got this at a place. I was working at the office there, and they threw it in the dumpster, and I had Kyle pull it out for me. I need to paint it. I got to get some paint, but, you know, I just haven't had the money, so I set it up on a couple of boards so the bottom doesn't rot so fast. Give me more time before I can finally have a little extra change to get some paint and paint it and try to protect it. It took me a long time to paint that little frog hanging on the gate with the flower. These are some of my stuff. Here's those sweet squash. I have had that forever. I've got, I'm really excited. Those are the only tomatoes that have come up. Purple bells never came up. For several years I've tried to get echinacea and it won't even come up. I've tried different echinaceas. I've got good quality stuff from the Barre area, cheap stuff. Nothing seems to work. I did have okra that came up earlier, and I've got it in the ground. My ashwagandha seems to be doing pretty good. I grew those seeds myself. And I've got some bigger ashwagandha there. I don't know. I don't know if that little thing in there is another nasterium or if it's a weed growing. I had a couple that came up. Ooh, it looks like a bean's coming up. Good. Like a bear. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little, it's a purple, these are purple green beans. It's coming up. Um, you know, last year down in here I had, well, I had all kinds of stuff, but gosh, my brain's not working today. Anyway, the little white with the yellow in the middle, you make wonderful tea. It's supposed to come back, but I haven't seen any. I have had it growing all over, and it's just, I'm really having a hard time. I have a lot of bugs, rats that come in here and eat stuff. It's really been a struggle, and I won't use poisons. I've tried diatomaceous earth. That doesn't seem to affect anything. I'm hoping it's helping, but it's been a struggle. I finally got some radishes. I didn't think, between the bugs and everything, I didn't think I was ever going to get any. Now, when I'm walking around, I can't just spend hours weed eating. My back won't take it. My body won't take it. But when I see a weed once in a while, like I'm talking to you, I'm just going to reach in there and pull it out. There's a couple more. Just do a little bit here and there. Do what you can. Some of you can do more than others. Look at my little flowers blossoming over on the other side there. And enjoy while you're doing it. While I'm talking to you, I'm enjoying being in my garden. When I go out and weed, when I worked weeding and planting this morning, I just enjoyed it. I didn't, I spent a little while this morning, quite a bit, but I don't stress myself or hurt myself or push myself to where it becomes work. I just try to enjoy it. I can see right here I need to come out and pull some more self-heal, maybe dry some, maybe make some fresh tea with it. My favorite flower are lilacs. Every time I grow a lilac in the ground, though, it seems I move. So I've got one in a pot. I don't know. I think she said it was probably a couple years old. I've heard it takes 7 years before they bloom. I hope not. I love lilacs. More fava beans I just planted along the side and hope the chickens didn't dig them out before I had my fence up. And lo and behold, they didn't. They left the fava beans alone. Yay! So, this is Jerusalem artichokes. If you don't know about these, you need to, especially if you have a blood sugar problem. Great to help blood sugar. The little nobular, like mini potatoes, long potatoes, I guess. They taste like potatoes, but you don't have that problem with the blood sugar that potatoes can do to you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful for, you get the potato without the blood sugar problem. So Jerusalem artichokes, remember that. I put them in pots also so that I can just dump the pot and get all the knobs out in the fall. And they make big, pretty yellow flowers. They're related to the sunflower, but they're not quite as big as the sunflower. It's a big flower, but it doesn't have the big seeds like you get out of a sunflower. This is more of them here. And probably one of my favorite, look, it has grown. I got this as a little twig several years ago. It's lemon verbena, and it grows. Can you see? It almost looks like a bush, how big the woody part is. And then up here, I keep it pretty trimmed back, but my woody part's getting bigger, my bush is getting bigger. Oh, these smell heavenly. Smells so, so good. Oh, I wanted to show you too what I did. Hope this video doesn't get too long for you. Again, my herb wheel, those of you, I've got big rocks I found at a place where we were doing some burning and stuff. And I got them and I put that around there. And then somebody that just had the red lava rock, I got some, put that in there, and it looks so much better than all that other stuff. My plants are growing. If you've seen from before, they are growing. Lemon balm, I've been making lemon balm water. Chocolate mint water, that's oregano over there. Far over there is holy basil. On the other side, I've been making holy basil water. Oh, I have a terrible time with regular cooking sage. It has died. They all die on me. Got a little bit of time coming up there. Doesn't look like my hyssop is doing very well either. Maybe it's too wet. It dries on the top and I think it's dry. I checked this morning, put my finger down. There's pretty wet at the bottom. So I'm going to slow down watering my oregano, my hyssop, and no no luck with my garden sage. I think it's totally dead now. Have an ashwagandha in the middle. It's finally starting to get a few little leaves on it. The first one in there died, and I planted another one in it. Didn't do too good, but it's doing good now. More boysenberries. Anyway, I just wanted to share those thoughts with you all. Please like my video. If you want to subscribe and find out and hit the little bell or whatever so you'll know when I'm going to have another video. Yeah, when you do that, it helps get my video out because I love to share it with others. I don't make any money or anything like that. I don't really care about that. That'd be nice, but I don't. And I'm not really worried about it. I just like to share, and I like to hear comments. I like to know somebody's listening. Why am I talking to myself? Let me know if you're watching this. Let me know on the YouTube channel so I'll know when they get it out. You all have a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful day.